Okay guys, welcome to the Sanding Emporium. This is what sanded steps look like. Isn't that just gorgeous? It's like bare wood. We have a lot of cleaning. I'm going to still do something about this too. Probably put a screw in it or some glue, clamp it. Yeah. So we are moving and shaking here. Show you kind of what we got going. It's just exhausting. That thing is like 300 something pounds, and hauling it up and down these steps kick our butt. As you can tell, sanded, non-sanded, non-sanded, nasty old stuff, sanded. So it's just like painting. We cut the edges where we actually can run the big machine up to it. So we cut all the edges, we sand what's close to the house, so the big machine doesn't have to be near the house. We don't like to get anything too close, end up in a situation where we bump it, because sometimes a 350 pound machine has its own mind, a mind of its own. So as you can tell, these are all sanded. So the top cap, we did go through and clean as much as possible. So here was one of the questions I have for you today. Question one. We wanted to do our semi-solid Oxford brown, which is very close to this. Hopefully we're going to use that to do the pieces that were stained improperly before us. But so we're going to do the semi-solid. It's already basically the color that it is, but it'll just look a lot cleaner and nicer. But we're doing that because of the fact that no matter what we do, we obviously can't get rid of some of that dot mold that was sealed in, as we discussed last night on the telephone. So what my idea of the situation is we do all of that in the semi-solid, but the handrail and the top deck, I mean, we're spending a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of machinery to get this sanded to look just gorgeous like that. So I would like to use like a semi-transparent, and still our main goal is to get it to look the color underneath the deck is up by the kitchen, as we already discussed, which would be this color right here, would be in this. But I would really like to see how we cut it all in. I would really like to be able to have this be kind of almost a two-tone in a way, where you walk in and it's like solid, looks really nice, but the top cap and the bottom, it looks like brand new wood. And we do that a lot on, that's kind of one of our trademarks. So I just wanted to touch base because I know we're going to go with a semi-solid on the pickets and the risers and so on and so forth. A lot of the stuff that we couldn't clean up, but this is going to be beautiful. I mean, it's going to be totally sanded. Here, I'll walk around the corner real quick and show you. So I think we should show this off, and it also will last longer if we just use a semi-transparent, something that shows all the more of a clear almost, not a full clear. Because that doesn't last as long. Main objective here is longevity of product, and hey, hold on one second, Ryan, before you start. Longevity of product and in cosmetic aspect. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Looks like a brand new deck. Look at the two sides. That's stunning. So this is what this guy looks like. So we're gonna work on this as well. We're gonna see what we can do with that. I just hope we don't have to sand any of it. Basically, they just used this product here, which they should not have done, because this can take it. This is not made for that. So we're gonna manipulate that starting here in a little bit, and then so that's my only question of the deck. Isn't that just gorgeous? Look at that. That's what it's all about right there. So we're gonna deal with that. So let me deal with the awning. All right, I'll get out of your way. This is our giant machine. So, and then he has to go back by hand and do everything underneath. Show your smile for doing that job. So it's very labor intensive, extremely dirty. That's why it comes with a high price tag. It is a lot of work, but when we're done and when people give us the artistic licensing to be able to go in and really you know, pick the colors that we think works best, and really get the sanding to where we want, they're works of art. I mean, they're truly works of art, and we love them. So with that said, okay, so mold on this. Okay, so I've done a couple different tests on this stuff right here, and this stuff is not active mold. There's the dust for you. This is not active mold. It is already sealed in. It is not getting bigger. You know, it shouldn't be. It might be on a very small level, but I mean, from what we checked, we put bleach on it, we put everything. So my situation on that would be, it is unsightly. It does not appear to be leaks in the roof. It is a tad bit ugly, and that's not a big deal. So my suggestion, if you want my humble opinion on this matter, I would suggest that we basically say, okay, this should be taken care of, but I do not see it as something that you would have to take care of right away. I see this as something that would most likely be maybe next year's project, and by then, maybe, see, the whole idea is I need the stain that's there now, covering the mold, I need that to break down a little more so that I can get rid of it. So I'd like to go in and be able to sand and get rid of it and not have to sand off stain, if that makes any sense. So if we give it another year, possibly 2, we would have the ability to come in and attack this and actually remove it, rather than just doing the same thing, covering it up. I know it's ugly. My suggestion would be to almost use a semi-solid up there and try to match it to this color, what these window frames are going to be and what this is going to be. And if we could match it all together, then it kind of ties everything together. But it is an expensive endeavor. I basically have to plastic this entire house, all of it, all the way down, and then we get up and we have to spend all the time on ladders. It is a rather interesting thing to do. So that said, it will be most likely between the 24 and 28 range to do that work. And if we wait and get it so that it breaks down a little bit, we might be able to get it might even be cheaper, and so that would be something that we should take into consideration as well. It is, you know, it's probably a 3-day job, probably 2.5, 3 days to do it correctly. And then I would want to accent the beams in there that don't have black mold. I wouldn't want to just do it all monochrome underneath. So I mean, there's a couple things we can discuss. I would also suggest that you know, having us do it would be a great thing. I don't like to see people spend money when it might behoove all of us to let it actually age just a little more so we can get rid of it. And that would be, and for us, I think that would be a little more conducive to kind of what we're doing. So that's what that is said. I am extremely dirty and dusty, and I have not even considered going inside the house to get the phone. So what I'm most likely going to do is go home. Here it's about 3 o'clock or so, and go home and then send you this video and then deal with that from there. So here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. We got a lot of dust here, but these are done with a semi-solid. Those are my testers. Granted, it is dusty, but it basically matches completely. I mean, you're not even be able to tell, which is a huge deal. And it hides a lot of that black. That's the idea. We don't want to make it so that you pull up and go, whoa, that doesn't even look like the same house. We still want to have that wood appearance, but we need the hiding. So you can see a shot right here. So that's where I'm at. 9-minute video. That's 9 minutes you guys will never get back. So sorry to waste your time. I will get some more stuff tomorrow, and I will give you a call when I get down to the house. Thank you.